There are certain words in English that are very easy to get confused and to mix up. And it's easy to be embarrassed when you use the wrong one. So in this video, we're going to look at some of the most common ones and you'll never be embarrassed again. To save you making notes, there's a guide to all the words and their meanings that have been used in this video, and you can get a free copy just by clicking the link in the first comment. Or if you're already a member of the Learn English Sound British community, then it will be sent to you automatically. Hi, I'm Steve. Let's do this. Even native speakers get confused with these two words. Listen carefully for the pronunciation. Affect and effect. To say affect properly, that A is pronounced quite strongly. Affect. You try. But in effect, that E at the beginning is changed to the schwa sound that we've already talked about, so it becomes affect. Now, affect is a verb, a doing word, and it means to influence or make a change. But effect is a noun, and it's the result of something. A great way of remembering this is affect starts with an A, which also starts action, whereas effect starts with an E, which is the same as end result. Let's look at some real-life examples, starting with affect. Bad weather can affect your mood.
Will the new law affect you?
Yes, I'll have to apply for a new visa. And now effect, which remember is the result of that change. The new manager had a positive effect on the staff. What was the effect of the new speed limit?
It saved many lives.
These two words have a slight difference in stress, but seriously, don't worry if you can't hear it. Compliment, compliment. In a fast, natural conversation, even a native speaker wouldn't know the difference. But compliment, which is a polite expression of praise, is slightly stronger at the beginning. Compliment. You try. Whereas compliment, which means it completes something or makes it better, has more stress at the end. Compliment. Try that. Compliment. Now let's try them next to each other. Compliment, compliment. But again, don't worry too much. In fast, natural English conversation, even a native English speaker wouldn't hear the difference between the two. Let's look at some examples of them in action, starting with compliment.
He gave me a nice compliment on my work.
Your glasses look great.
Thanks for the compliment.
And now compliment, which remember usually means to make something better. This painting really complements the room.
Does this hat complement my outfit?
Yes, it's perfect. If you imply something, it means you're suggesting it without really saying what you mean out loud. But if you infer something, you suppose something to be true. You've reached a conclusion based on all the evidence that you have, a little like a detective would. Let's look at some examples of imply being used. She didn't say anything, but her face implied she was annoyed.
Are you implying that I'm late?
No, I'm just checking the time. And now infer, which remember means what you suppose based on what you know, but you don't know for certain.
What did you infer from her message?
I inferred that she isn't coming. With these next two words, there's very little difference in the way they're pronounced, but there's a big difference in the meaning. The first is stationary, and that means still, not moving. In this word, to say it correctly, don't pronounce the second letter A. Simply go from the N sound straight to the R at the end, so it's stationary. And the other word that gets mixed up with it all the time is stationary. Can you hear there's a little "ery" at the end? Stationary. And this is used to describe things that are used for writing, like paper, envelopes, pens, pencils. Stationary. Let's look at some examples, starting with stationary. The bus is stationary at the bus stop.
Why are we stationary?
We're waiting for the traffic lights. Now stationary, which remember is used for writing equipment. She bought new stationery for her office. Does the hotel have any stationery? Yes, there's some paper and a pen. Let's look at these words, lie and lay. Lie means to recline. In other words, what you do in bed, you lie. And lay means to put something down. Here are some real-world examples. Let's start with lie. I need to lie on the bed after lunch.
Where are the camels?
They're lying down on the sand. And now lay, which remember means to put something or place something down. Please lay the book on the table.
What should I do with this box?
Lay it on the floor. Our next two words are really tricky. Advice and advise. And there is a really clear difference in the way they're pronounced. First, advice. And the C becomes the S sound. Advice. You try. And advice means guidance. For example, on this YouTube channel, you get advice on improving your English. But advise with a Z sound, you try. That means to help, usually by telling someone how to do something. Here are some examples, starting with advice. I need some advice about where to go on holiday. Can you give me some advice on how to get home?
Sure, just go this way.
And now advise. I advise you to learn to swim. What do you advise me to eat?
Everything is good.
If you want great advice on how to improve your English, check out this video. I'll see you next time.